Okay, our next speaker is Dr. Khaled bin Abdulaziz Al Ghoneim. Dr. Khaled, please, if you can come up on stage. Dr. Khaled graduated with first-class honors from King Saud University in 1988 with a bachelor's degree in computer engineering. He then moved to Pittsburgh, where he completed his master's and PhD degrees in electrical and computer engineering from Carnegie Mellon University. Dr. Khaled started out his career as an assistant professor at King Saud University College of Computer and Information Sciences. He served as the chairman of the Saudi Computer Society. He served as the CEO of Al-Ilm Information Security Company for 10 years. Then he became the CEO of STC, then executive chairman of Takamul Holding, and now Dr. Khaled is the founder and chairman of HAWAS. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Khaled Al Ghoneim.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. واضح الصوت؟ السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. في البداية أشكر الزملاء في جامعة اليمامة، وخص بالشكر أخي وزميلي دكتور حسام رمضان على الدعوة الكريمة. العرض الحقيقة باللغة الإنجليزية، بس طلب مني أتكلم بالإنجليزي أفضل، إلا إذا فيه معارضة بحول على العربي. I'm honored to be here in Al-Yamama College. I'll talk today about data sciences in Saudi Arabia. But before I start my talk, I would like to say how lucky I feel, because what Mr. Ozan just now said, data science is the new rocket science or neurosurgery or medical doctor. It's a new fashion in town. That's why I added a few slides in the beginning of my presentation to tell you a side of me that probably most of you don't know, and it was not mentioned in the introduction. And although I hate talking about myself, but at least it will give us the common ground for the rest of the presentation. So I claim to be probably the oldest one in this room who worked in data science. And that happened in Can you project the screen, please? That happens in 1988 with my undergraduate project, which was about Arabic speech recognition. Sorry. Wait a minute. So, I am a data scientist, but I don't know how to operate this thing. Well, give me a minute, please. Let's do the manual thing. I'll use the keyboard, it's always safe. Oh. Okay. Power is always good. So in 1995, I worked. In 1995, I worked as a scientist in a company called Hecht Nielsen Company. This was a neural network-based company. Sorry, something. Just give me 1 minute, please. Seems. HAWAS company is a company using a neural network to detect fraud in credit card. So my role was to develop models that will detect credit card fraud. And in 1996, I had my PhD, which was titled Learning Ranks in Pattern Recognition. It was basically statistical pattern recognition. And then when I came back to King Saud University, I taught and did supervise many projects in machine learning and pattern recognition, some of them about speech recognition, some of them about stock market prediction. Then I left the field, actually, and I went to business and ilm and takamul. And then last 2 years ago, I started a company called Muzun with my friend Dr. Muhammad Al-Hussein. And last year, I joined MIT as a visiting scholar in the media lab, where our team won the first prize in 3 categories out of 6 in a machine learning competition called Fragile Families. So I think, I hope this qualifies me to stand in front of you and talk about data sciences. So today I talk about 2 things. One is, what is data science quickly? And Mr. Rozan did a great job of introducing many of the concepts in the field and the examples, so that would be very quick. And then how do we develop Saudi talent in the field of data science? So data science is, as Mr. Rozan said, starts with a very difficult task of data collection. And then you have the exploration, analyze phases, which are the analytics part. You have the insight part, which Mr. Rozan referred as the predictive part, which is just predicting what will happen. And then the action part, which is the most important, most useful for the business, is the prescriptive part, is advising businesses on what to do. Data science is simply an intersection of 3 major disciplines. Computer science, most of you, I guess, from the computer college here will qualify for this. Math and statistics. Statistics is a very important keyword or a very important discipline in data science. And the business knowledge or business domain, because you cannot analyze data unless you have somebody who knows what the data actually means. So the intersection of these 3 domains is what we call data science. And there are many usages of data science. Again, Mr. Rozan mentioned a lot of them: healthcare, finance, education, transportation. I talked about fraud detection, how in the 90s it was already commercially useful and used. MasterCard, Visa were using neural networks to detect credit card fraud in the early 1990s. Assisting diagnosis, IBM Watson, for example, is very, very common now, especially in oncology, with doctors and physicians. Advertising, Google is based actually on using analytics and data sciences to target customers for their advertising. Now the second part of my talk, and it was planned to be a very short talk, so I hope you don't get bored quickly, is how do we develop Saudis in the field of data science? And I will describe this by describing two examples of Saudis that we developed in less than a year to be great data scientists. The first one is Abdullah Al-Khair. I don't know if he's here or not. Abdullah? Muhammad? Okay, the first one is Abdullah Al-Khair. Abdullah is a graduate from King Saud University with Bachelor of Information Systems 3 years ago. In February 2007, this was his skill level in these technologies: SQL, Tableau, Alteryx, data preparation, visualization, data pipelining, Python. So he did not know Python at all. And Abdullah was part of a team that worked in a major government project. In September 2007, he analyzed and summarized millions of records of data and his skills greatly improved in SQL, Tableau, Alteryx. Why Abdullah did that? Because he was taught the basics in the university. The university did not teach him these skills, and they don't need to teach him these skills. He was self-disciplined. He actually spent sometimes more than 24 hours on the site, working and solving problems. By mid of 2017, we sent him also for 1 week intense training in the US. In January 2018, since 2 months ago, he's working in another major project with a customer for fraud detection and revenue assurance, and his skill has improved greatly on these areas, and we are looking for more challenges for him to grow. The other talent I want to talk about is Mohammed Asbay. Mohammed is a chemical engineer from MIT, and he has a master from KAUST in statistics. So we have an engineer and a statistician. Similarly, in February 2017, he did not know enough about the technical resources in the field of data sciences, but he worked in the same two projects I talked about just now, and now he is the expert in Hadoop and expert in machine learning algorithms and tools. You will need a scientist, you need an engineer, you will need a statistician in order to do this. So to conclude about how do you get Saudis in that field, you will need actually, these are some of the other talents that we have in Muzun, and this is where they come from, either in background or in universities. The only thing you need is young and talented and passionate people to have great analytics talent. I'd like to conclude actually my talk today with an advice to the universities on what to teach to have a good talent in anything, but especially in data sciences. What I found missing from the university output, and I'm not talking about Al-Yamama because I'm not familiar with the curriculum of Al-Yamama, but I'm talking in general about Saudi universities. What we miss are two things. We miss teaching students teamwork. And I think we actually teach them not to be team workers. We punish them for collaborating, for working together. And I think this is really a pity. We need to encourage them to work as a team. We need to encourage them to work together. The other thing we miss in our graduate education, in general in Saudi Arabia, is building confidence in the students. These students come out of university thinking that they are still students. They need to be taught what to do. I think it is imperative that from second or third year, you start ingraining in your students that they are engineers already and they can solve problems if given a chance. For us, the success criteria is that we take highly capable people, highly motivated people, and we just throw them in the sea and let them solve the problem themselves. And this worked out beautifully for us. With this, I conclude my talk, and if there are any questions, I am happy to answer. I prepared for a 15-minute talk, and then Dr. Hussam just now told me that I have 40 minutes, but we can cover it with questions.
Yeah, this gives us more time for questions, please.
السلام عليكم بندر رشيدي من الاتصالات السعودية. Dr. Khaled, just I want to ask, data science is like an ocean. So what's your objective from data science exactly?
What is our objective? Our objective is to build capabilities to solve customer problems, to be able to tell customers to give customers actionable insights based on their data. So data science is simply a database decision making. It's not database, data-driven decision making. So our objective is to build Saudi capabilities that will help our customers make better decisions and improve their business.
Can we know just who's your target? Your target, is it government, is it bank sector, is it chemical sector?
We are agnostic, anything, doesn't matter. So we don't have any special domain. You remember the 3 circles for data science?
Yeah.
We don't have the 3rd circle. We don't basically have anybody from the business domain. We rely on the customer to augment that. So what we do is we take our team and we work at the customer site with the customer engineers and business people. So we form a joint team with the customer to solve their problems. هنا الميكروفون هنا. Okay. Okay.
I'd like to ask you a question. First of all, thank you for this beautiful lecture. Sweet, but to the point. How do you deal with cybersecurity? So now as more information goes on the cloud and more data is stored there, and we've seen examples of how the more we get smart, the attackers get smarter. So how do you deal with the future of so much data available and the repercussions that may occur after hacking? Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Cybersecurity will be always an issue, but I think you should think about the issue from the 3 types of security. One is confidentiality, other is the availability of services. So I think we should embrace having data in the cloud. I believe that sometimes having data in the cloud is much more secure than the traditional system. And having big data is also used to improve cybersecurity. I'll give you an example about cloud services and where they help security. And the last time I told this example to a group of people, they did not understand it. So allow me to elaborate slowly. You all remember what happened in Aramco. The incident where a virus or a worm crashed many computers, maybe 1/3 of the PCs in that company. Who survived that attack? Remember, in Aramco, it was not allowed for people to use services like Google Drive or Dropbox. It was against their security policy to save your data on the cloud. Guess who did not lose his data? Those who violated that policy and stored their files in Dropbox were able to recover them second day. So you cannot be secure by closing yourself off. In fact, you should be open and embrace cloud and data services, but you should be careful to guard against cybersecurity. The other point I want to say is cybersecurity is not a technology problem. It is a people problem. So regardless of what you do, even if you have a mainframe, one of your users could leak the password to somebody else, and that mainframe would be attacked.
Hello. First, I would like to thank you. And I have a question about your experience so you worked in the industry for a long time. For a new student who just graduate and didn't have the ability to find the job, what do you think is the best plan to improve our skills after graduating? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a good question. The most important thing is not to stay idle. I mean, what field are you? Just what is your field?
It's software engineering.
Okay, good. So you can just take any projects and work on it. Go to the open source community. Find any project, work on it. Prove yourself. Publish some code, and people will, companies will look for you.
For ladies also, we are new in the industry, I think.
Things change.
There's chances for us, but it's not as much as.
We have 3 ladies in our group. Out of 10 Saudis, 3 of them are ladies.
It's not a big number yet.
I can't hear you.
It's not a big number yet.
It's 30%. It's 30% out of 10.
Okay.
But there is, I think, now for ladies, there are so many good opportunities, and many. Doctora can tell you more. She hired 1,000 ladies in her in Tata Consultancy Services. Okay. You should have taken the mic when it was offered to you. الصف الثاني. طب الأخت من زمان.
يعطيك العافية دكتور خالد. نجل كبسي من شركة أوراكل, and I really enjoyed your presentation, especially the part where you talked about the young talented Saudis which you trained, and I understood that you trained them within your company for your own employment. Is this correct?
Yes.
You did. Okay. Are you planning to do similar programs for the ICT market in general in Saudi or abroad?
No, actually, we did not train them. We train them through actual work. So they are highly talented.
On the job.
On the
training.
job, yeah, on the
Okay.
job. So no, currently I'm not considering ICT training in general.
Okay.
I think universities are doing a good job at
I'm asking this because in Oracle we have an internship program, which is again to the ladies and to Doctora. Probably everybody here is, aware of it. And data science is very new and very specific track where, seeing those examples of Saudi youth are becoming experts in this area is very important. And we would like to know, how can we help, as Oracle, how can we work together? Or how can we do like a similar program because in Oracle, the number is bigger. Annually, we're taking up to 20 male and female fresh graduates. Maybe females are a little bit more than male in our case because of the job environment. But that area is very important, and we want to have more, data scientists in the country. So maybe we should collaborate,
Sure.
work together and develop more Saudis in this area.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Okay. السلام عليكم. عبد الرحمن رشيد, شركة السعودية للكهرباء. My question, Dr. Khaled, most of organizations, either government or
ما اسمعك عبد الرحمن.
I said many organizations, either government or non-government, actually they have accumulate tons and tons of data during the years from many and various applications. From an organization side, what do you think the qualification criteria to get benefit of data science? How to measure the readiness of an organization to get benefits of data science and analytics?
I think any organization can benefit from data science. You don't even have to have data already gathered. You have to start with whatever you have, and during the course of utilizing data, you will realize what other data you need to collect and you'll start collecting the other data. I don't think it is a matter of, okay, I have good data now, let me utilize data sciences, or I don't have any data, I'm not able to do data sciences. Even if you have no data at all, you should consider using data sciences to improve your business by collecting data and utilizing them. One of the best examples, until you hand the mic to somebody else, one of the best examples is that think of data scientists as bakers. So if you give them good materials, they will give you good bread. If you give them bad materials, they will still give you bread, but it will be medium quality. But with usage, with time, you can improve the ingredients and the bread quality will be much better.
Well, actually, I want to have a comment supporting what Dr. Khaled was saying. We are in the age of artificial intelligence. So jobs are going to be challenged by machine. In this case, we need more thinkers. University is supposed to give information, knowledge, and thinking skills. We're not doing enough, perhaps, on thinking skills, especially that there is no collaboration between the academic community and the business community. We don't see, for example, people from the business community teaching in the university, or the other way around, find people from the university, teachers or students, working with business during terms or during holidays or whatever. So thinking skills is very much needed, and I think maybe our universities are over-regulated with regarding to allowing this sort of collaboration. That's one thing. The other thing perhaps is on the cybersecurity. On the cybersecurity we have many standards actually, but we don't have, we have the ISO 27001, we have the extension for ISO on the cybersecurity, we have NIST, but we don't have something collected and put as a regulation for everyone in Saudi Arabia. So I think we need some standards to be followed for e-government with regard to security, for other organizations like trade and so on. Thank you very much.
شكرا شكرا دكتور سعد. ما اتفق معك يا دكتور، ما استاذي ما اقدر اقول شيء.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. دكتور خالد، معك الدكتورة ليلى الصفدي.
الصوت.
Dr. Khaled, my question is, since you're in the field, how do you see the data penetration in Saudi businesses? So my understanding, and fix me if I'm wrong, we don't have affordable bandwidth access. We don't have enough data centers in Saudi Arabia if we compare it to the rest of the world. Also, as my colleague just mentioned, we don't have policies in place that ensure privacy and security of data. So overall, do you see that Saudi businesses are going towards data and monetizing data?
You mean the small businesses or the large?
Well, small and large.
Yeah, there is, I mean, for the large businesses, I see a big movement toward utilizing data. All the challenges you mentioned are there, and they are being addressed. For example, the bandwidth, the government has just embraced on MBB, National Broadband Initiative. They aim to connect about, I think, 80% of the country through fiber. But again, with all these challenges, big businesses are embracing data sciences, and I think all businesses should embrace data science. I think another quote I heard is that now every business is an IT business. Every business is an IT business. IT is no more a support function in the organization. If you are selling pizza, if you are not good at IT, you'll go down. By the way, Domino's has one of the largest data scientists in the businesses. So Domino's does a strong job of predicting and directing its work through data science.
Excuse me, can I ask now?
Sure.
My name is Alauddin Hafiz. I'm from King Saud University. Actually, I have one question related to data privacy. Although there are
data what?
Data privacy.
Virus.
Okay. Although there are many techniques and research done on this area, and I think they are supporting a very good direction in data privacy. But what I feel in Saudi Arabia, especially in Saudi Arabia, they don't like to share their data because of the privacy issues. How do you deal with the data science and smart cities in order to, or any smart environment, in order to overcome this problem?
Let me make sure I understand you. You're saying that many users are cautious of data privacy, so they don't like to share data?
Yes, actually, we are doing, I have many students who are doing their master and PhD, and they stuck with the problem of getting data from other organizations.
My experience is that when somebody tells you that I cannot give you the data because of privacy, you have to check really deep to make sure, do they have data, do they have clean data? I have suffered from this personally, and I realized 5 years later that they don't have data, and they're just ashamed of saying we don't have data, so they just use privacy as an excuse. I don't think privacy should prevent data sharing, because you could always mask sensitive data and share aggregate or anonymized data.
But sometimes they are talking about the power of data. They don't want to share data because they feel like this is their power.
Yeah, this is, I agree with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's an issue that probably an open data law should address.
Because I'm talking about smart environment, and in order to get that smart environment, you should have some solution for these issues.
Yes. I think the regulator is working on an open data policy and law that hopefully will address this issue.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, if you don't have any questions, I'd like to thank our speaker, Dr. Khaled Al Ghoneim, for his interesting speech.